All right, welcome back. All right, in this lesson, we are going to talk about how family is everything, and particularly your in-laws. Or, what do you call it, honey? We call it
The OUTLAWS!
Oh man, this stuff is gonna get real quick. Let's talk about the in-laws, the outlaws.
So here's the thing. When you look about, like when you have conflict, so where are the stress points or the conflict
stressors,
points?
right.
Right? In many relationships, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this,
No.
most fights occur because of
The in-laws.
outlaws.
Yeah, the in-laws.
the outlaws, family.
Family.
It's
Mama-
family that gets in the way.
Oh my gosh, my mom did not like this guy. She always pictured me being married to a doctor or a lawyer. And she's like, oh, I do not like that Corey. My mom's a feisty Filipino, just so you know, she's 5'2". And Corey did not leave a good lasting impression.
Let's talk about
You talk-
when I go to her parents' house, right? This is the moment.
Oh no.
I bring the ring, right? And I show it to Mama Lucy and Don.
Yeah.
And
Dynamite
Don,
and
right?
Mama Lucy.
And I ask for their blessing. And, yeah, okay.
My dad's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. What did my
Listen.
dad say?
He's like, all right, we'll make her happy.
Oh, make her happy.
Right? And so I leave, and that night, and and there was a full moon, and I end up proposing that night when we got home, because it was like a 2-hour drive from Tulsa to Norman, Oklahoma.
Right.
And it was a full moon out, and it was beautiful.
You were in the moment, babe.
Now, tell me.
Here's what Corey didn't know. I knew the proposal was coming. The reason for it was because Mama Lucy already told me. I mean, like, what? What mom tells, what gives up the surprise? My mom says, yeah, I saw your ring. It's cute. I'm like, oh, okay, Mom, he's going to propose. Thanks a lot for ruining this beautiful moment. And I knew Corey was going to propose because he's like, look, babe, it's a full moon. Because we said, I love you under a full moon. Our first kiss was under a full moon. And
we got married.
We got
and we
married
changed the date.
Yeah, got married. Our honeymoon was on a full moon.
Full moon. It
And
was written in the stars.
It was written in the stars. The moon. It was meant to be, my love.
It's our
It was
moon.
yeah,
It's our moon.
That's right. All right, good meet. We're cheesing out here. All right, so Mama Lucy ruined the moment. And to make matters worse, so Corey and I are engaged. And because Corey comes from a divorced family and the mom, so Corey says he's been blessed with 2 moms. He's got the mother that raised him and the mother that gave birth, that birthed him, right? And he has a great relationship with both sets of moms. But unfortunately, the moms don't like each other, right?
They
and
hate
so
each
as a
other.
result, guess who didn't show up to our wedding? Yeah, your parents.
My parents.
His mom and dad didn't show up because the birth mom was coming. Now, as a woman, this is like the most important day of a woman's life is, getting married and having all the family around. And for his parents not to show up, I can't even tell you, man, that was really hard. I was heartbroken.
It was painful.
I was so heartbroken. And not only that, Corey, I think I know it had a ripple effect, right? Because his parents didn't show up, guess what? Now you got Mama Lucy, crazy, feisty Filipino.
And Filipino society and hierarchy, and understand that Shelley's
it's very
mom,
close to Hispanic.
she's like the queen bee in the matriarch of all her Filipino friends.
Right.
Mama Lucy running the show, right? And dude,
Yeah.
and so you don't ever want to make Mama Lucy mad. And so by my parents not showing up, it was the ultimate disrespect
Yes. it
to
was.
her daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, to my data.
Yes, right?
He's trying to sound Filipino.
I'm
but
doing my best.
It's okay.
I'm a white boy.
It's
yeah,
okay.
I get it, right? But at that moment, I can't change that fact.
No, you can't.
Right?
It's one of
And
those uncontrollables that you can't control.
It cut for a long time.
Years.
I mean, you had the resentment towards my family for a long time.
No, you're right. I did.
Right?
And
now, rightfully so.
yeah.
Right? But the truth is, so here's, we already know that families are the biggest point of conflict. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And so how do you deal with those situations?
Right.
We're going to go back to one of the lessons that we talked about earlier, that speaker-listener technique. right? Because honestly, by talking it out, it helps.
Right.
It really does. Because, man, sometimes you can't, there's nothing that I could do to change. I can't make my parents show up.
You can't have new parents. You're like, hey, mom and dad, you're
And
out. I'm getting a new set of parents.
Once you accept
right?
that every family is dysfunctional, no matter what, right? Every family.
I don't care who you are out there, you got a little dysfunction somewhere in your family.
Everybody has it.
Everybody has it.
It takes the shape of many forms.
Right.
But your family's just as screwed up as mine and hers. And we're all a big conglomerate of screwed up families.
Yep.
It's okay.
But it's okay.
It is okay, right? And when we've learned to talk it out, right? And more importantly is at the end of that speaker-listener technique is the what? The forgiveness.
That's what I was going to say, is learning how to set the resentment aside and learning how to forgive. And you forgive for only one reason, and that's it's for yourself, okay? So if someone has wronged you, and this is with anything in life, if someone has hurt you, betrayed you, or has done you wrong, forgive that person. And I speak with a lot of experience in this because I've had a lot of hurt in the past, a lot of hurt. People that you love the most, that have betrayed you,
close friends, close
families. Oh man. And, but man, once you learn to let that go and to ultimately forgive and just focus on what you can control, what you can do today to enrich that relationship, you move forward.
And you build new bonds. Right? And because for the longest time, that was you never let that go, so you couldn't form new relationships. It's only until you forgive that you can build the new stuff.
Right. And here's the thing, too. I think that you may be hurt, right, as a result of their actions, but you also have to think that they're probably hurt, too, in some form or another. Like, I know your mom was hurt, that she wanted the recognition of lighting the candle. I get that. Right. And so, long story short, when we were newly married, I remember having his parents over for Thanksgiving. This was like 16 years ago. It was our first Thanksgiving as a married couple, and we had his mom and dad over. I was still a little bit resentful towards his folks because they didn't show up to our wedding. And I remember having this beautiful, Thanksgiving meal prepared, and I thought it went well. And his mom had wrote me a letter, and it was basically thanking me, but I didn't think anything of it.
Now, I want to clarify, because we keep on saying moms here. It's my stepmom.
Your stepmom.
But really, for me, and this is why Shelley is I have two moms. I never call one step, one birth.
Right.
I just call them both moms. So I just want to clarify that for you, because you might get a little confused, like, wait a second.
Which mom? Yeah, I gotcha.
So I just have two moms, right?
So this is your stepmom and your dad at the time. And so I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, we had a great Thanksgiving meal, and life is good, and we're making strides to improve our relationship. Kid you not, I'm talking not even last year, months ago, my daughter and I, now mind you, 15 years later, his mom, stepmom, says, you remember the time when we first had Thanksgiving and you said Corey will do his family, you do your family, and I'm trying to recollect what the heck she's talking about. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I recognize that I hurt this woman by my actions. I'm not quite sure what I have done. There's probably many things that I've done that have came across the wrong way. And in that moment, I realized this woman was in pain, and she's been carrying this pain for 15 freaking years, and I had no idea. So she's sharing with me, like, trying to take me back to Thanksgiving, and it was in that moment I realized, like, I hurt his mom. I didn't mean to. It wasn't intentional, but she's been carrying this pain for 15 freaking years, and I felt horrible. I felt bad.
What did you do next?
So what I did next is, we're having just a girls' outing, just his mom and I and my daughter. And my daughter had got up to the bathroom and left, and I said, you know what? I am so sorry that I made you feel that way. I had no idea, and I just want you to know that I love you, and that, man, they want to cry. And I'm like, and I never meant to hurt your feelings. And I gave her this big hug. And this is probably a big breakthrough between your mom and I, because it's always been a little bit tense. I wouldn't say a little bit tense. We've always gotten along. But I just gave her this big bear hug. And I just told her that I loved her and I'm sorry that she felt that way. And as I'm hugging his mom, my daughter walks up. She just got out of the bathroom. She kind of knew what was going on. She heard part of the story earlier in the conversation. And as she sees me hugging his mom, she joins in the hug with us. She doesn't quite know why, but isn't that a wonderful example to show love to your kids and to your loved ones and man, we have a blast. Like, that was a breakthrough for us.
Right. So the
Right?
lesson, yep. So the
what's
lesson here, the lesson here is practice forgiveness.
Yes.
Right? Especially, especially with your spouse's family.
Right.
Because they can be the most vile, mean, hard people that you'll ever deal with in your life. But if you will do it from a place of love.
That's right. When they say, well, what would Jesus do? Because there are many times where I'm like, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I'm going to kill his mom. She didn't show up to our wedding. Take the wheel. Right?
Amen.
So, oh, man.
But I mean, honestly, and sometimes it is a process. I'm not saying it happens overnight.
No.
But it can happen, and you develop that. And because when you get to the other side, when you understand the other pain that other person feels to be so angry or mean, and if you just take it, you can bear it and brunt it and still come out of it lovingly, and then you heal that wound.
Yes.
Are we not having a great time with both sets of our parents?
Oh my gosh, we have a ball.
Because I think about your mom, right? Your mom, gosh, I remember when I was doing real estate, and she was bad-mouthing me like, what is Corey doing? He should be getting to go get a job. Whatever. And I'm here building my real estate empire. And, again, I was not the best son-in-law, right? I was like the used car salesman guy.
Right.
Now
the first impression. Now she loves you.
Mama loves me now.
Mama Lucy loves
because
Corey.
I finally figured out her love language. It's called casino money.
If you're watching, Mama Lucy, I love you, Mom.
I give you casino money. Corey, I need some money. No problem, Mama Lucy. You need some casino money?
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
That's how you solve the problem.
Family is everything, but here's what you need to take away from this lesson. Yes, family is everything, but your family, meaning your significant other, your unit, comes first, always. There have been many times where Corey's family has been in the way, or my family has been in the way, and you know what? We've always stuck by each other's side. He comes first before my mom. He comes first before my sister. I come first before his parents or his siblings. We are a family unit first, all right? So I think that's very important to really drill that message home, right? And then the challenge that I want you guys to do for this lesson.
The challenge is to practice some forgiveness with your family. In other words, think about it doesn't have to be exactly your family, but someone that that's maybe even wronged you or that you are having issues with. Forgive them internally first.
And it could be your spouse that you're talking about forgiving first, right?
Could be.
Right.
Right, but you've got to practice this whole thing of forgiveness. It is not so much for the other person. It really is not. It is absolutely for you. Mm-hmm. It is, right? Because once you do that, that heals your heart. Right. Now, the other person, they may not be healed yet, and that's okay. Right. But if you can have the confidence and the calmness and the stillness to look at it and say, it doesn't hurt me anymore, right? That you take away that power.
That's true. And you know what? Guess what? And forgiveness doesn't come overnight. You may have to work on this for a while, guys. And
you may have to keep asking for it.
Exactly. So, all right. So forgiveness doesn't come easy. So I challenge you, if that person has wronged you or you felt hurt, work on forgiving that person, no matter how long it takes.
With no buts.
With no buts. I promise you, you'll feel right as rain if you can work on that piece, and things will move along so much better in your life. Right?
Yep.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Stay tuned for our next one.